Hi, guys. Welcome to Dear Heather. I have a very special guest with me, Brandon Stallings, and I can't wait to tell you how I met him. It's a very interesting story, at least to me it is. Hi, Brandon, and
Hey,
thank you for being here.
thanks. Thanks for inviting me over.
Thank
Glad to
you.
be here.
Thank you, because I know that you are busy and everybody has a life, but I do want to give a little bit of an introduction. Brandon Stallings here is the founder of Snackify, which is a modern snack discovery and workplace experience brand born from his personal and professional invention, actually reinvention. And after leaving behind his first company and relocating to Scottsdale, he rebuilt his life and business with intention. I love that, by the way. You build it from intention, clarity, and a renewed sense of purpose. And today, Snackify champions emerging brands and helps companies create small but meaningful moments of connection, which I am all about. Brandon, you also run Stallings Ventures, which I'm very intrigued to hear about, where you help other founders and small businesses pivot to e-commerce and build systems that don't burn them out, which there's a need there. And your story is equal parts like comeback and clarity and choosing a life that finally feels like yours. So I'm so excited to dive into this and just pick your brain. Welcome.
Thank you.
There's a lot.
Yes, yes. No, that I appreciate that introduction, and yes, it's been quite a journey over the past. Really, I could date it back 4 years in total,
Mm.
but the past 6 months to a year has been, I mean, just nonstop, and I don't even know where to begin. It's been quite the thrill. This was much needed.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go off of this little snapshot that I have. Not that you guys can see it, but it gives a good, I guess, pathway into how we can explore where you got here and kind of the trials and tribulations from that. And everybody knows that if you're putting yourself out there and you're developing your own personal brand, business, if you're an entrepreneur, it is not easy. It just is not easy. You're having to believe in yourself. You're having to scrutinize yourself and doubt yourself and then pick yourself back up and say, "No, I know I'm capable. I'm
Absolutely.
going to do this." And that's where your story lies.
Yeah, yeah, I've been through all of that. I mean, it's having to pick yourself back up, most certainly, and having to believe in yourself when no one else will.
I
And that's how a lot of entrepreneurs start, by the way. It starts with you. So, I mean, kudos to most people who decide to start their own business or to go off and like do whatever it is that they're passionate about. That's not a 9 to 5.
I love that you said that because when I think about that, just as you were talking, I'm thinking about all the times where I had an idea in my head that I felt so genuinely about, and then everybody around me, I couldn't share that joy or excitement with because they just didn't understand it. And a lot of people in your circle might be very fear based, meaning they might come at you with, "Did you think about this? Did you think about that? Did you?" And it's putting a lot of negative energy out there where you're like, "I have this dream. I know what I'm
Right.
capable of, and I'm gonna do this." And so, like, that downsized frequency doesn't work for me. And I don't think it
Yes.
works for a lot of people that have like the dreamer mentality. It's not
Yes.
even a dreamer mentality because you really know what you're capable of. And I love this. You said, for ultimate peace as an entrepreneur, let go of the past. Let go of what you cannot control. Let go of the outcome, which is the future. And you
Right.
do. That is also surrender in
Yeah.
so many ways.
Yes. In a way, it is like surrender to the fact that we are not in control. We're not in control. There most things that we think we're in control of, we're not in control of it. I read a book by the philosopher Epictetus one time.
Ooh.
It's a and he, not to get too into it, but he spent most of his life as a slave. Uh, it was BC era,
Oh,
um,
wow.
and and he just did these writings during captivity about just like you can control your thoughts. You can't control uh, like you might not be
Wow.
able to control your environment and certain things in your external environment, but you can control what you believe. You can make something or the most out of what your circumstances are. There's a lot to unpack there too, because you've got um, like yeah, this
Well,
is the
hold
part.
I
This is the part where I'm
I
like,
I
let's redo
hold
that.
on. I am like kind of perplexed about that you brought up the fact that he was a slave. And let's do this percentage wise. There's
Yeah,
not a lot of people that can be in his shoes and know, like, really authentically knows what that means,
yeah,
and like the struggle and like the fear and everything. Then he's coming out and saying, you got to let that go. You
yeah.
have to 100%
And,
go inside with your mind and
right.
control that. And that's what it is.
And his example is more extreme. Like that's like an extreme example. Like, you can't do anything about being like captive, right?
I like starting with an
And
extreme example though, because then you dial it down to yours and you're like, oh my gosh, my story isn't that bad. Like,
yeah.
my perception isn't that bad. Think about being in his shoes. Like, he didn't have any control of anything.
Well, we're
Anything.
fortunate to do this. We're fortunate to be like where we are
Yes.
doing what we
Yes.
do, even if it's not perfect. And it's not. It's not perfect for any of us. I mean, there's that outside perspective. There's the social. We live in an environment now where we have the ability to live two lives. I'm not knocking it, but we do have the ability with social media to live one life on
Yeah.
the internet and then one life in real life, and
And
it's
not
those
even
are
know
not the
it.
same thing.
I think a lot of people do that. I love that you just said that, because I think a lot of people do that and not even realize that they're doing that. In
Yeah.
dating, even I've seen
Yes.
guys
Yeah.
that can portray something and then they're shocked by when you call them out on, and I think it goes both ways. It's not like guy versus girl. I'm just talking from the perception of being a woman and dating a guy.
Right.
And even friends, I see friends do the same thing. Like, we trick ourselves into thinking that we are something that we are not. And okay, I'm the biggest advocate for fake it until you make it, but
Right.
really show up as that person if that's who you want to be. You have to believe in your vision and like wholeheartedly know that you're capable of that.
Right.
So,
Maybe fake it till you make it on some of the important stuff. It depends on what you're faking till you make
yeah,
it.
yeah, okay.
If you, I
I
guess,
love that you said that.
if
Yes.
you catfish, you might,
Okay,
push
well,
away half of the.
catfishes out there.
Some of us
How
don't have to
dare
do
you?
that. Oh no.
I was catfished once. Maybe like 5 times actually. Okay, but we'll talk about once.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that definitely happened. And like, it takes one time and you're like, you doubt everybody. But
Oh yeah, I learned early on. Like I haven't, I actually haven't used I haven't used Tinder, Hinge, or Bumble, either any of
I
those
got
apps
off all of
ever
those.
since it's been 10 years. It's been
10
10 years.
years.
I haven't used. I don't use it. I
Oh
don't.
my gosh, I'm like proud of myself because it's been like 6 months for me.
Well, no, I get that most people do, but I feel like as a man, this is just something for men. Like I like. Well, okay, it could be for everybody, but I just know this as a guy. What it does is it creates a crutch. It creates a crutch. You have to have,
Mm-mm.
I guess, for layman's terms, you'd call it game, okay, or you'd call it. You have to be able to have the guts to go up and talk to someone. And what
Yes.
cutting these things off allows you to do is it kind of forces you to be conversational. And
Yeah.
so it's now I have to this isn't just about dating. I mean, but on the dating end, it does make it so that you optimize yourself to be somebody that will go up to that person in the grocery store or somewhere random. And
Mm.
Scottsdale is a place where, I guess the grocery store is,
I
a
mean,
little
I
bit more
get
appealing.
Instacart, so
But
maybe I'll date the delivery man.
well, and not just even in the dating aspect, but like
Camaraderie.
the
Wait, I see.
networking and community,
I've been making up words. So is that a word?
camaraderie,
Camaraderie.
camaraderie.
That that
I actually,
that thing.
I've heard that, but I haven't. I've never understood exactly what it means. That's what's funny.
Okay, so
But
we won't go into that.
but yeah, it extends to like the networking aspect as well. You want to be able to network. I mean, can you imagine having like a online dating or a Tinder version for like investors and entrepreneurs or something like that? Like they don't even have
Mm.
that because they can't depend on a profile picture or something. You got a pitch deck, and there are
Oh, I love
certain
that you
online
said
tools
that.
that you can use, but it's just not going to be the same setup. You've got apps like Pitch Deck and some other apps that yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that was I didn't even know that was an app.
yeah,
Pitch Deck, I thought that you were resonating more with like how people present themselves of like, okay, I'm gonna have a pitch deck for this person. Like you've
yeah,
never met me and I'm gonna come up with this like
right.
very pristine picture of who I
Of who the
want
company
to
is,
be
right?
or the company.
Yeah.
But you're not fulfilling that. So not you. I'm just saying like
The
people.
people like, yeah, a company, it can be listed on Pitch Deck and have like their valuation and their cap table, their board, and
Well, I guess
all that.
performance is my
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
And so even in business, you have to be able to provide the analytics, the statistics, the money behind the brand, if you will, or why you represent what you represent. But I think
yeah.
people in general need to be very aware of that as well. Okay,
Right.
so I want to dive into your past adventures. You did
Oh
start
boy.
with, oh boy, is right. You started with Smartbox,
Yeah.
and that quickly turned into Snackify, which you labeled as kind of an identity crisis when you morphed between brands, and you
Hmm.
are the creator.
Yeah.
Um, and you say, the business didn't build me. I built the business. And I love that. I think everybody needs that for like personal brand. So let's dive into Smartbox and how it turned into Snackify.
Well, so Smartbox was a vending business. It was, well, it was we looked at it as a wellness business. And I've been working ever since I was 15. I believe I don't think I might have been 14, but I started out making 6.55 an hour as a bagger at Publix. I didn't come from humble
Wild.
beginnings. I had, a successful nuclear family, and
I love that.
but I wanted to work. I wanted to be simply like, I saw the kids working and I thought it was so cool. Oh, you can make your own money. I'm just a teenager. Like, oh, you can do this now. You don't have to wait and go through
Mm.
college and then get a
Hmm.
job. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get a job at a grocery store. I worked in all kinds of service industry, Target, but not to bore you with that. With Smartbox, I started out I had 12 vending machines in Tallahassee, Florida, going to FSU.
I
We started with a franchise, and my father actually helped me get into the business, taught me. He ran a massive division in IBM. It was
Oh,
their hardware division, their biggest division, $25 billion worldwide, 5 continents. It was incredible. Uh,
it's a global business. Yes.
Yes, so a
Intimidating a
completely
little
different
bit.
dynamic. Yes, yes, one can see it as that, and at the time it was,
Wow.
because uh, you see the capabilities, and uh, so him and a few friends trained me very well in business, and
Mm.
we started out with a franchise called Fresh Healthy Vending. That
Mm.
I grew from 10 to 12 vending machines. Oh my goodness, in
That's
two
actually a
years.
big, but see, somebody that only has like one, not even one, like
Yeah,
that's a big thing. You got
yeah,
to think about. So when you put yourself in that position of like being a business owner, I think that we stack a lot of pressure and then we don't actually see how far or what we've accomplished,
Yeah.
because our mind, we're like up here, but
Yeah.
it takes time to build. That's what I'm realizing even with podcasting. It takes time
And when
to
you're young,
build.
they call it nerves of steel. When you're
Mm.
young, you just think, "Oh man, I'm going to be so rich," in
Yeah.
6 months,
Oh yeah.
right?
The Delulu. I
So
love the Give me a good Delulu.
we could use a little Delulu even when we get some experience.
I love
When we're
I love it.
experienced, we
Yes.
can,
Well, even non-experienced, because I like to be Delulu in any
yeah.
place in my life. I just
Well,
find
that's
comfort
part of
there.
that goes back to the identity crisis. I mean, I felt like I needed to bring back a little Delulu, being
Yeah.
that like the reality hit. So with Smartbox,
I hate reality
I went
sometimes.
with yeah. I mean, it can be crazy. But like I went. Uh, 8 years. We had an award-winning business. It was great. That we struggled at times. It was local. There were some things that I wanted to do, nationally and that sort of thing. And so that there was like I think I had my most successful years during Smartbox
Oh,
in the
wow.
Delulu because it was
Oh,
it
I
was
love that you said that.
funded. I was able to get some outside help whenever I needed it. And I hadn't
Oh.
taken the leap of faith of being truly on my own as an entrepreneur quite yet. And I had felt like that if Smartbox failed, uh, then I'm a failure, right?
We do latch on to identities, and that's what I'm trying not to do with anything in my life, because then again, you're putting expectations and everything on that. And honestly, we have one obligation, and that's like just flowing through life every day as we are coming to the table with who we are at that moment.
Yeah,
And that could be so many different variations, and we could be lacking in a different way on one day and then just super delulu another day. And
yeah,
so I think
yeah,
believing yourself is like the ultimate superpower, because you have to. No one's going to do that for you. And
right.
so
And you do, you really do. I mean, like, and it's sometimes not until like the darkest time that you
mm-hmm.
really not only the best comes out of you, but you really learn what you're made of. And so yeah, it is definitely my advice to like even where you are now, if you're starting out with something new, if you're building a new business and it's an idea that might be a little obscure. I had always felt like, I mean, we could get into this. I had always struggled with the fact that it's like, why am I not doing something that's like super high
Yes.
tech? Like I'm like a AI software engineer or something,
Oh,
right? Well, the snacks is okay. Snacks is great, right? And we
snacks are
made it
great.
cool. We made it cool with
Oh, I
Smartbox, and we made it cool
love that.
with Snackify as well. But even with what you've accomplished already, like you're starting out, like say you start a podcast, like and you've got the
It's
first
so
few
hard. Oh
episodes.
my, I mean, it's not hard,
You
but it
you built
is like,
this. Yeah, and it
yeah,
is. Especially in the beginning. It'll get easier, and you do have to not miss a beat. And it takes kind of breaking the universe. The universe tries to kind of
yeah,
like hammer you into that same hole.
yes. And it's gonna show up. You're like saying like tests will
Yeah.
show up, like me, my insecurities are right in my face, and I have to talk about this. And this is exactly why I wanted to do the podcast, because I know
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the things that are very uncomfortable. Like, I don't like the way I look a lot of the time on film, but
Tell me
you
about it.
have to.
Yeah.
But it's like the true like space where you have to confront that and be like, I'm not gonna let this suppress me. There's so much more.
Yeah.
There's just, but it's so hard. It is so hard. Nobody talks about how hard it is. They only see like what, like the outward content is, and
Yes.
no one sees like what it takes, even mentally, physically.
The social media double life.
Oh my, yes. Yes, and
But
I'm
in
a
a good
very
way.
authentic person, so it's really challenging for me.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
you
I'm right there with you. That's why Snackify's social media went quiet for so long, is because I just couldn't. I mean, there's other reasons, like I was working with an expensive agency, didn't want to do it. It's just things like that. But one of the main things was I was just simply scared to take that leap and get behind camera. I didn't know if it was going to work at first in the beginning. So is this thing even going to work? Like, am I going to even
And then
be
you're putting
doing
your
this?
face to it. And then
Right.
you're putting your face.
And I'm
Like,
getting on there, and I feel like a really smart person doing snacks, and it's like, well,
under
like
a
my
microscope too. Like,
right, and my ambition didn't match my environment at the
mm,
time, and that's why I then
mm,
sort of I
mm.
decided to kind of start fresh, clean slate. That's what Snackify really represents. We're going to do affiliate marketing. We're going to be a platform. We're going to do something else rather than just be a snack
I
salesman.
freaking love that. And
Yeah.
snacks makes everybody happy. I'm sorry, but like a good snack.
Right.
And I'm a snackster. So, but this is also something you could like bring into your business. Like you're going to be the one that brings the happiness into the, the
Yes.
place.
Yes.
So you went from Smartbox, had a identity
Yes.
change
Had a
or
complete.
rechange is that, see, this is what I mean. I make up shit. I
Well,
don't
it
mean to,
was.
but I need to because
Well,
this is how I operate.
I am drawing a blank on the right word too. I have a really good word for this, but I can't even think of it right now. Of course.
See, this is human. You guys, we're human. Okay, we're all human.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you developed Snackify and you repurposed it, you rebranded. It's almost like what I went through when I had to rebrand my podcast because you have to start over. And when you start over, nobody talks about how hard that is because you're re-putting yourself out there and saying, I'm back again. This is
And how
better.
refreshing and necessary
But you're
though.
still facing the same thing that you faced before, like
Right.
the fears, the uncertainty, but
Yeah.
like also the knowing that like you have something that people need.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
I did
beautiful.
much
And
of that in silence too. I don't know if that was the right
yeah, I think
thing.
that is, well, hold on. I love that you said that because I think that it might not be the right thing, but everybody that goes through this will experience having to do that by themselves. They say it's lonely at the top. I'm not at the top. I know I'm not at the top, but
It's
it
lonely going it alone. Yeah.
it is a funnel system. Like you start when you start doing your own thing and believing in yourself, you do get in this funnel where the people that understand you might not understand you because they're not on the same path, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But it is very lonely. So where is the reassurance coming from? You have to give yourself the reassurance, and that's like the hardest thing.
Yeah.
You said one thing, and I love this. If I don't quit, I don't fail. I might struggle at times, and that is okay. And I think that is a perfect representation of what we're talking about right now.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like never giving up.
So this kind of goes back to the whole identity thing, and we can touch on that. It's so so like when I had a Smartbox. It was a excellent vending machine business in Jacksonville. I sold it, and I used it to try and start an e-commerce spinoff. I
That's
retained
smart
rights to the
e-commerce.
Smartbox brand and actually started a .com version of it and
Wow.
tried to outsource everything, which was actually a good move. And then in addition, I we were selling snack boxes. I was just buying things to sell them effectively. So um, what I realized was we needed to create more value than that. We
Okay.
needed to bring more value to the table, unless you want to have one of these boxes you see on Amazon. Yeah, I mean, there's full transparency. Look, there's over 100 snack boxes out here, and
I didn't know that.
like I mean, you can find a dime a dozen. However, do you want to find what makes you different? What makes you
Yeah,
unique? What
stand
makes you
out.
stand out?
Yeah.
And so I had always, this was in the back of my mind that entire 2 year period. I look back at that period over the past couple of years through about 20, really 2024, 2022 through 2024. I sold Smartbox mid 2022.
Wow, that's a hard time for e-commerce. If you think about it, we're just getting out of COVID. Nobody's spending money. Like,
Right, right, and it was good, and then it was not so good. Shopify's stock went up almost 4 times as
oh, you guys
much.
were public?
And then, well, Shopify.
Oh,
That's not
Shopify, Shopify.
Snackify.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Don't know
So
where I was going with
yeah,
it.
no, everybody's putting the "ify" on the end if you want to
Um,
be digital, right?
yeah.
But Shopify. their stock as a company went way up. So we took advantage of that actually as
Mm,
Smartbox. Our vending machine business took a hit. It was vending machines, office coffee service, self checkout kiosks.
I
We
love
did all
that.
kinds of cool things locally, but there. So then we went online during COVID, and I was like, wow, you know what? I'm a lot better at this e-commerce thing, and you could be available all over America instantly.
Mm,
So it's like, okay, now I, I I decided to capitalize on that after selling the vending machine part of it because you don't need all of this infrastructure, and there was just no way we were going to grow any more than what we did in the local
wow.
market. So uh, it made absolute sense to sell and to try something else. I tried something. I learned a lot, and what I was getting at was I that first iteration didn't work.
Mm,
There was just a lot to it, and I had basically decided to close it down, and it wasn't an ideal time to start fresh. There was debt. There were just
I love that you're
I
talking
didn't know
about
what
this.
was going on. I had multiple. I had a credit. I had 3 credit card balances at the time. I hadn't paid that I had to deal with.
Oh,
I
and the
wasn't just
stress with that alone. People don't understand what it's
yes.
like to have that kind of debt because I've been there too. And
Yeah.
it almost kind of chalks up your thought about yourself. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't like messy. I need
Yeah.
everything clean. I need to
Oh, I'm
know
so
what
like
I'm
that.
doing. Yes. And so
Like nice and lean and just I mean organized. Our warehouse was like that at one point when I ran a warehouse. I mean, we had the best warehouse.
So
Yeah.
and it's a lot and it's a lot of pressure. So I love that you're tapping into the fact that it's not always going to feel right and it's going to feel ugly at
Yes.
times. Like,
Oh,
cause that felt
absolutely.
ugly for me. I just didn't like it.
Well, winning is ugly, especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning. If you're
Mm,
like a freshly good sports team, like in football, you'll see this. You'll see this with the Jaguars last year, actually, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Winning at first is difficult. You win, by a margin. That's
mm.
sports, but with how it plays out in business is it's not pretty. You just it's not just like clean, organized, and with
Yeah, sometimes you don't
flow.
know.
It's
Yeah, you
not
just don't know.
fluid. So what I learned about like not if I don't quit, I don't fail was the fact that I had decided to kind of close down, but the customers kept coming,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it was luckily the holiday time, so it was a little bit busy. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take the holiday customers and take these customers so that I can pay off these bills these outstanding debts that
yes.
I had.
Okay.
And so I shut down a lot of like expenses, and I
Mm.
learned, looking back on that, that's exactly what I need to do because what happened was the customers kept coming. They must have seen something that they needed. They've seen something in
Wow.
me. And the customers actually are what built Snackify. The customers built the business. They built Snackify, and up to this day, Snackify doesn't take any outside funding. We're all customer funded and community driven because I believe in that mission.
Mm.
They are what saved me, and they are what has me here today. And so I kept going after that. I didn't even know it was going to be the name for
Ooh.
until let's see, 8 months ago. Actually, well, maybe about a year, less than a year
Whoa,
ago.
that alone is a success story of being
Right.
able to identify and like allowing people to know like it doesn't need to hit you right then. Like it
Yeah.
does take time and space for you to allow the
Yeah.
organic like
Right.
development of
I'm just gonna keep the like if I'm such a screw up, I'm just gonna keep screwing this up until I've screwed
I
it all
love
the way
that.
up, and I screwed it all the way up back into
I love how
success.
you say that. You know
Yeah.
what though? A lot of the people that think that they screw up is like divine led like movements. So I'm
Right.
like all for it because everything that I thought that I screwed up, I like look back on it and I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing
Yes.
that.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah, this is still. I believe I'm going to be there at some point. I believe
Oh,
like
I
like
think that
a
you're already
yeah,
there. You don't even realize that a lot
yeah,
of the time we are so much further on our path than we realize. And that's like
yeah.
the magic. So, like, a lot of the things that I do, I have to rewatch or revisit because I have to be my own motivation.
Mm.
I don't want, yes, I like outside motivation, but I also like being my own, like, biggest push.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I did
Only you
that. I did
understand
that.
this. Only you
Yeah.
understand things from your own perspective.
Or
And
when you're like,
yeah,
when you know, because you're the only one that knows when you go through these struggles and then you look back on it. And so you know how you're feeling at that moment in time. And when you're looking back on it and you're seeing it from a totally different space of like no fear, you can give yourself like a high five
mm,
of like, dang, I was capable of that. I didn't
right.
even know because at that time I didn't see it. And then you
Yeah.
see it looking back.
Right.
Um,
Like when you do something where basically you are getting outside help. In this case, like it's like you do something this time without investors,
yeah, yeah.
and
It's like taking a chance.
you just get up each and every day and keep swinging.
And oh God, there's so many times where I've looked back and said, I don't know how I didn't give up, but there has to be this underlying fire in you of like the knowing of, and there's almost like you have to prove it to yourself. Like I have to
Yeah.
prove it to myself. If I
Yeah.
don't prove it to myself, then what's the point? Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And so I really do wholeheartedly feel like it's not bad to feel like those lows because when you feel those lows and then you get through them and you see what you've accomplished, it's
Yeah.
a whole new meaning and it gives me a little different burst of energy.
Yeah. I cannot believe I'm here is like it's
Yes,
like
yes, and thank
we've made it
you.
all the way, and it's okay for at first you don't know, right? You really don't
You have
know.
no idea.
And but say if you did fail, you'll definitely still understand what you're capable of, but you won't, because what I learned during that sort of holiday season where I think I'm gonna quit after the holidays. Okay, actually, no, wait, we made a little money, so I think I'm
Close.
gonna quit like after I get this one big deal that comes, because I know I'm gonna get that one. So, all
Mm.
right, actually, no, wait a minute, I think I got a company here. Wait a minute. So if I don't quit, I don't fail. Yeah.
Oh, I love
If
that. I do love
you
that.
eventually realize if you don't quit, you
You can't
do
fail.
something that's north of total failure. All right,
Oh, that
and
is
it could actually work
mm,
out. And that's really, what you got to understand is that's the only, yeah,
challenge, the
that's all you have
hurdle.
to understand, is that it's going to be something north of failure, and it might just work out if you
It
just get up and keep swinging. You go as
yes.
fast as you can, um, but you go as fast as you can do a good and thorough job with all of your work.
Yes. Okay. I love that you just said that because it is the ultimate testament of like what you believe in. Like even though you might trip a million times, it's not like even like you think of, okay, I'm gonna throw this out there because it's popping up in my mind, like the
Yeah.
Olympics and like these hurdle jumpers. They might hit a hurdle and they might fall, but
Mm.
that same person is gonna come back and they're gonna win the gold. Like,
Yeah.
so, and you're gonna appreciate the times that you've failed
Yeah.
because it literally made you work harder. Every time I fail, every time I like get disappointed and like I could have done that better, this, that, and the other, it like puts this fire in me where I'm like, okay, I know I can do more. I know. But there's a flip to the coin. There are people that could look at that and say, I'm not capable of this. Why did I even try? And my message to you is do not let that voice take over you. That is a temporary thought and it's a normal thought. That is totally normal. I have
Mhm.
thought that I was failing 100,000 times and I hated the things that I was producing or doing, and here I am. I'm still doing it. And so you have to keep, and I'm not saying this is great, but I'm just saying like you have to keep doing it. You have to keep, you are your biggest advocate. you have to believe in yourself no matter what. You have to keep taking the chances even when
Yeah.
they might not look like they're gonna evolve into something. Like, you restarted your business.
Right. Yeah, and losing is a part of the process.
Yes.
You can think of everything. I thought of everything early on with the development of Snackify. This is even before we changed the name, or like basically did the logo and printed
Rebranded
those boxes.
everything.
And I thought to myself, like, of every little thing, every time a customer said yes and moved forward, like a corporate gifting customer. But every time there was like a negative thing that happened, like someone said no, or like you had some sort of fire to put out or something like that. Every little thing is like these wins and these losses, and sometimes you have big wins and big losses too. Big losses. I had a situation where like we've had situations where like we didn't execute, and so
Oh, the
we know that we're
feeling.
capable of executing. You got to always know that, first of all, you're capable of winning, you just didn't this time. And
Oh,
so uh like so we haven't been perfect, but we understand that the amount of each and every little win, each and every, a lot of people only recognize the big things that happen. Each and every little win, like I'm talking about an email that you receive that's positive news, positive
I
information.
love that.
If you collectively add it all up and you get more wins than losses, then you're actually winning. And so it's not like sports, but even in sports, like rarely do teams go undefeated, for example. And if they do,
Yes.
they only go undefeated for one season. All right. You had Tom Brady and the Patriots for a whole decade, dominate a whole decade. They didn't go undefeated. Not one season actually, almost did.
I love
But
that you're a football for. So
yeah.
that's okay. I want to kind of go into this really quick because I met Brandon because he knew one of my besties, Stephanie. You'll see her on Dear Heather Loves Stephanie. We have a segment. And when Brandon first moved here, he met Stephanie, and then we were at a random. Well, I don't know if you want to call it a bar because we were eating
What was
there.
it called again? Bells, I believe.
Bells, yeah, they
Yeah.
have the best chicken sandwiches that she loves. So I'm like, okay, we'll go there. She's always there. And Brandon came up and he was talking to Stephanie, and then you mentioned that you were going to an Empire event, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to that tonight. Da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. And then here we
That
are. You
was
got to
one of the
take
most
chances.
consequential, like walking up and saying hi to
And
someone
then here we are.
events that I've had, probably in Scottsdale, probably the most consequential.
And you just moved here like months.
Right.
So, I really do love all of that.
Right.
And I know we're like getting towards the end, but I want to know a little bit about this box. Like,
Well, yeah.
I'm drooling over here.
So we're a snack discovery platform, and oh, whoopsies, I might have
That's totally
scooted
fine.
this thing.
I knock these things over every time I like
I almost
speak,
knocked
and
the microphone
oh
over
my
there.
God, I'm gonna
But
love this. Peanut butter is my like jam. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't mean that. Like,
Oh
peanut
no.
butter is my jam.
Oh, that's perfect. As a matter of fact, we should use that.
Oh,
But
jeez.
but yeah, so there's a couple. These are some brands that are some of our latest affiliates, latest collabs, we
Okay, we got
call them.
Lotus is
So
a
so
big
you think
one.
about how Vans will do a collab with like Star Wars or something, Star Wars themed shoes.
Yes,
We like to kind of fancy ourselves doing that as well. So I'll go to
I
these
love that.
brands and I'll say, look, the internet's a crowded space. So it's hard to proliferate on the internet. Oftentimes, these snack brands, many brands in CPG, have to uh, have an internet presence in order to also be recognized on those store shelves.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
getting into the retailers is just one aspect of it. Being recognized and having
Oh.
presence is another thing. So obviously, it's social media, it's internet presence, it's Google, and if you're just one snack brand out of the many thousands, it can be very difficult to stand out. So what we have is a platform where we've got corporate gifting. We're a corporate gifting provider. We provide workplace experiences. We do corporate gifts, office snack boxes. So you can have like an office snack box here at this facility. And you subscribe to it for a discount. You have snacks for all of the employees here. So then, that said, we've got a platform. So we help these brands get discovered by an audience that really, they all are working people, so they're going to recognize this at the store shelf as well. However, we have a way of also offering for their product to be purchased on directly by our customers
And
as
I
well.
love like all of this. Like I'm like kind of like a health nut. So looking at this, these are the things that I really would buy from a store. Like you
Yeah,
think about even like working out midday, and I'm not just you guys, I'm not just saying this. This is literally if I could pick up a snack box,
that's
like
my
this would
favorite
be
flavor.
it.
The peanut butter is
Peanut
my
butter,
favorite.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then Mammoth Bar. So Mammoth Bar is cool. One of my actually, I've had a friend in Scottsdale eat these up recently at one of the first
Done their
ones I've
job
made.
on the inventory, okay.
Well, we got to. I've learned that I've got to save it if I want to do our whatnot episodes, and then also if I want to do any content. Now that we're doing content, and see, this is they've got a bunch of qualifications, I guess. And look at that, no weird stuff. Don't you just
No,
love that?
that's my thing. Like being a health nut. So I was vegan forever, and then
Yeah.
vegetarian. Now I eat somewhat meat here and there, but I'm very particular, and especially as a mom. Like my son always comes out. "Oh, what is there to snack on?" I don't know. What do you want? What do you want? Like this would
Get
be
Snackify.
yeah, exactly. Also, I did a little Google search, and the trend is that in corporate businesses,
Yeah.
when they have snacks like delivered, or if they were to consume this kind of thing, it elevates their mood so
Yes.
much because snacks actually help improve
They're
your
likely to
overall.
stay late, come in,
Yeah, because
actually
it's like
come in,
enjoyable.
especially in hybrid positions, come in.
A
They're more like come in more,
hundred
things like that. It's like I can
percent.
get that. It's just simply a perk.
Yes, yes. So I don't know if you're looking for more brands to participate in your company. Are
Oh yes,
you?
absolutely. We're always looking at brands. They're coming to us a lot of them, and we appreciate the brands reaching out, coming to us. So you make my job easy because I've got like a backlog there, but we're always looking to reach out. I go to these trade shows, and there's like a bunch of
Hmm.
brands that we get with. Some of them have different needs, but we're talking about emerging brands, and that's one thing that we don't have much time, but we didn't touch
It's
on too
fine. We
much.
have plenty of time.
So like that's what Snackify really represents is like I I was I you know
Like,
I was up and coming, right, and trying to emerge, and it's not like this sexy $25 billion thing, right?
mm-hmm.
So and that's like maybe I shouldn't sell it like that or undermine it. I don't mean to obviously
It
undermine my
could
own
be,
brand,
but
but
no, it's the
but
everyday Snackify box. Like, come
right,
on.
right. We're your friendly neighborhood Snackify. But what Snackify like represents is a reflection of what I went through, and what I was like getting at was like all these people that run these companies that we were talking about, just all of the fear of failure, trying anyway. The
Ugh,
every founder of each one of these brands
experience the same thing.
is experiencing that, and they probably they're going to bed at night with their business,
Oh my gosh, I love that you said
and that
that.
sort of
Ugh.
thing. And then the creators that we send the products to do content for are also aspiring creators, and we're all in this trying to aspire to do something that we're passionate
I love
about.
that.
So that's what it's all about. It's the collective of us. We're in it with you. We're gonna help you, uh, and then like we're going to all come together and I guess scratch each other's back, for a better way of saying it.
Yes. But you know what? I do feel like we're at that point in life where we're not really sold on corporate America anymore. I think
Yeah.
that we're seeing like these giants taking money and not putting our health forward. And so, like these small brands, not even small, I mean, I think that these are going to be up and coming
They're
huge
some of the
brands.
best,
I think they're
even.
going to take over because nobody wants to put poison in their bodies anymore. And so, I
Right.
love that you're diligent and you have like this part of you that really loves your business so much that you're not going to put something bad out there on the shelves. Like, not that you're putting this on the shelf, but you know what I mean. You're putting it in front of consumers and customers and people and their kids and
Yeah. Yes,
and this is the healthy version, and it's not corporate greed or this
right. It's
magnified
not that
thing.
they don't need our help.
No, yeah.
The Doritos. I'm sorry, guys, but you don't need our help. Okay.
No, well,
It's really it's those that want to and plus they're the ones trying the hardest.
I know. Well, and they have them, they're, again, like I said, they're money giants. So they're funded to put this in front of your face. So you're only going to have it top of mind. But honestly, I think people right now are making smarter choices and they're going for the brands that really put the people first. And you don't have that in big corporations because they're money hungry. I'm sorry, but you guys
Yes.
are, and you need to knock it off.
Well, you just got to squeeze. They got to squeeze out that next 2-3%.
There's just no
It's
need for
just
it.
right, and in consumer products it can be difficult. So they're a lot of times they'll try to buy these brands and then they'll play with the ingredients and things like
Yeah,
that.
because cheaper
Right.
ingredients,
Yeah. You see a
they're
lot
not
of that.
always putting, yeah, the consumer first. And that's like what, if you take anything away, put your body first. Do not
Yeah.
like fall into like that corporate marketing scheme. I was there for, I don't know for how long, but I was in corporate marketing. I know how it works, you guys.
Right.
So always do trusted brands. He handpicks these brands. He talks to the owners. He knows what their passion points are. This is just a good way to bring love and joy and just, I don't know, who doesn't love snacking? I mean, I'm a snacker late at night, which I need to stop.
Me
I'll help
too.
your
I
business.
am too. A lot of these collabs have contributed to my late night snacking habit. If
Hey,
I just
maybe you need
can't go
to
to
like
bed hungry.
co-pilot with some like late night brands.
We're gonna
But
have to do some content. I'm gonna have to maybe that's a good content idea.
yeah,
Now that
I mean, there's
back to doing content.
so many things. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
thank you personally, Brandon. Thanks for being on. Can you let the viewers know where to find you on Instagram? Any other email that you want to
Yeah.
put in there?
So our website is snackify.co. That's not .com .co. Funny story behind that, but you could follow us on Instagram. That's one of our biggest or most fastest growing social media channels. Snackify Collective. Snackify Collective is our Instagram. It's because we're a collective of brands and creators. And then we're also on LinkedIn as Snackify Collective. It's just linkedin.com/Snackify Collective. We have a big corporate presence because we're a corporate gifting business. And then in addition, you can follow us on Pinterest and TikTok is coming soon.
I love that. I love that for you. So I will be promoting you guys 100%. So yeah, Instagram.com slash
Yes.
Snackify Collective.
And there's a promo code Get Snackify if you would like. I'm going to set it at 15% off.
Ooh, I
Get
love
Snackify.
that. I love that. And if you guys do try any of the Snackify products, you have to comment, DM, email, any of the things we need to know. And we need
Yes.
to give the brands the highlight and the recognition that they deserve to get out all of the other crappy things that are on the shelves. I'm sorry, but we're at that place where we need to refresh.
Yes, and promote emerging brands. One other thing I forgot to mention was we've got a Whatnot channel as well. So
Oh,
feel free to tune into our lives on Whatnot. It's just Snackify. We luckily got the name there. Snackify. We also provide all of our snack boxes on there as well. But we've got some special items for auction on our Whatnot Live.
okay, guys, it's time to say goodbye and let me do some snackifying myself. This has
French
been Dear
toast.
Heather
Toast flavor.
with Brandon Stallings, the Snackify guy. We'll see you next time. All right, you guys, that's a wrap on this one, but the conversation doesn't end here. It just can't. So here's how you become part of the movement. Share this episode with someone who needs it. Follow the show so you're always in the room when it matters. Drop a review. It's how new people find us. And tag me on social media because I want to know what hit you, what challenged you, and what you're going to do differently because of it. We're not just talking about change. We're building it one episode one conversation, one person at a time. I'm Heather Godby. This has been Dear Heather. Let's change the world one discussion at a time.